What's going on, everyone? Welcome to DOOP by the River, the show where we follow everything Philadelphia Union. And on today's episode, we're reviewing the Philadelphia Union-Toronto FC match. Coming up next. So in the first match for the Philadelphia Union in the 2019 season, they faced up against Toronto FC at home. And in a match where we had high expectations and hoping that we would come out victorious, the Union dropped the egg. With some controversial calls and some great play by Michael Bradley, the Philadelphia Union loses match 3-1. And to start off the season, it doesn't feel really good, especially to a Toronto FC team who just got embarrassed by a team from Panama in Champions League. And being at the match, it was hard. With the whole Sons of Ben right behind you in River's End and cheering as loud as we could, we were expecting a win, but we didn't win them all. The match started off as a battle with some back and forth physicality, some pushing and some shoving, and some early tackles. And boy, was Toronto crying a lot in this match. A lot of Neymar-like antics from the Toronto FC side. The scoring would start in stoppage time of the first half, as Michael Bradley came streaking down the center of the pitch and would knock a cross into the back of the net for the early 1-0 Toronto FC goal. In the second half, 62nd minute, Michael Bradley would knock in another goal. But then 9 minutes later, there was a handball by Toronto FC, Jonathan Osorio, and Marco Fabian would get his first goal as a Philadelphia Union with a 72nd minute PK goal. A couple minutes later, there was a controversial no-goal call. Marco Fabian was able to get a ball to squirt through the defender and Toronto's goalie as well. It looked like it crossed the line, but we won't know as they kept the play moving and Toronto would keep the 2-1 lead. And then stoppage time in the second half, Nick DeLeon, the longtime DC United player, would knock the cherry on the top in for Toronto FC, winning this match 3-1. This is a match that we definitely cannot knock the boys on too much. As far as the starting lineup goes, at goalie we had Andre Blake, and what a fantastic match he had. The 3 goals on him, not his fault. There's only so much Andre could do. He had an incredible PK save early in the first half, and that set a momentum for the Philadelphia Union. In the back line, was a little shocker. We saw Kai Wagner start at left back, and in the fullbacks, we actually saw Austin Trusty and Jack Elliott. That was a surprise there as well. And at the right fullback position, we saw Ray Gaddis. Despite jacking the surprise start, he played pretty well. There was a one breakaway that it was his fault, but overall I felt he did his part. I definitely think he needs to get a little bit better with long balls. He definitely was looking down the field to make that long ball pass. A couple of them were inaccurate, and he would just settle on the short passes. As far as Kai Wagner goes, this is the first match for him as a Philadelphia Union. He got the first surprise start here. Definitely, it's a lot of workload he has on his plate. As you know, the Union are expecting him to fly up and down the flank, and he would struggle at times getting back on defense. If we're going to continue having him play this role, we're going to have to find some sort of midfielder to take that place for him when it comes back on defense. A midfielder to play a little bit deeper. Because if he's going to have to run back that far in every match, it's going to be a very difficult season for him. In the midfield, obviously the talk was the diamond formation. Starting at the center defensive midfield was Harris Medunjanin, and we have to talk about this as he was the point of this club in this match here. Both Michael Bradley goals were on him. He stood still on both goals. Jim Kirchin has to light a fire under Harris. If Harris is going to continue playing this role, I'm not saying he can't. He has to be more alert and he has to be more aware. I don't think it's just a lack of effort. I think it's more so just a lack of awareness by Harris. At the right midfield, we would see our captain Alejandro Bedoya, who had a good match for him as well. Obviously, his effort is always on display when it comes to Alejandro Bedoya, and his leadership skills as well. At the left midfielder, that was another question mark going into this match, but we would see Elcinho start over there. Same thing with Elcinho. Gave us a good 20-30 minutes, but he got tired and he would have to come off. At the tip of the diamond, another no surprise, Marco Fabian would get the start there. He would get his first goal of the season, which is always a plus, even though it was a PK. One thing I noticed in the beginning of this match He got pushed around a lot. This is a physical league. He obviously knows about physicality playing over in the Bundesliga, but I don't know if he fully expected it to be as physical as it was. Despite him getting pushed around, Marco answered back. He didn't seem, flustered or overwhelmed by the physicality, and he pushed back and would have a good match for him. And up top for the forwards, we would see Fafa Piccolo and Corey Burke. Now, Corey getting the start was a little bit of a surprise for me, as I thought that we would see Sergio Santos Gomes in his first start here with the Philadelphia Union. But Corey would get the start, wouldn't honestly do much for the attack. Had a couple of opportunities, but didn't capitalize on any of them. Sergio would come in the second half, though, near the end, to try to get some sort of spark with 10 minutes left in the match. He had an opportunity, but he would eventually get a yellow card in his first match. The officiating in this match was absolutely putrid as well. That has to be brought up here. There was just too much lollygagging going on that the officiating would allow, as well as some missed calls on the pitch as well, but a really bad job by the officiating. For the Union, we cannot be upset of the performance that they did. They played hard. Toronto still has quality players, as they showed. Michael Bradley was on fire. Nothing affects Michael Bradley, even though Sons of Ben was letting him know what was going on during the match. Up next for the Philadelphia Union, we have Sporting Kansas City, which will be another difficult test for us. But we have to have positivity as Union fans here. It's still a very long season, and this is a result that we can build upon. But guys, thank you so much for watching my video. I really appreciate you checking it out. If you're a fan of soccer or if you're from the Philadelphia area, definitely give this channel a check out.